operating in Syria for the attack that killed at least 3 service members and injuring 30 others in Jordan. How will the president respond?
Several Republicans argue the Biden administration's actions have so far failed to deter U.S. adversaries. After yesterday's deadly attack in Jordan by Iran-backed groups, some senators are saying that the Biden administration should do more. Senator Lindsey Graham says the U.S. should hit Iran now.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. House Republicans unveiled 2 articles of impeachment for DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. He's accused of unlawful conduct for not statements to Congress that the border is secure. Political games. And Super Bowl 58 is set. The Chiefs will defend their San Francisco 49ers. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, thank goodness it's Friday.
What?
Huh? Whoops. I missed a time, didn't I?
Again.
I tried. I was hoping. Just move forward to Friday.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
Welcome to Live and Local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and worldwide, WSME971.com. And on Facebook, and on YouTube, and on, is there anything else?
Simple Radio.
Simple Radio, and other applications too, radio apps. You can find it on your phones if you want to try that. I don't know.
Download Simple Radio app.
Simple Radio is one of the simplest to do.
Mark WSME is your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you click on Simple Radio, it goes straight there.
Yep. That's a good way to do it.
Listen, yes.
Now, we just heard on Fox News about all sorts of things around the world.
It's crazy weekend.
Throughout the country. We'll talk about some of that as we go along here this morning. One of them, notably, another attack on a installation that we had. This one in Jordan by Iran-backed militants. They want to call them. I think they're way beyond militants if they can get away with attacking a base with heavy armament.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, that's an army.
Oh, what's it going to take before something's done?
I don't know. People are asking that. Senator Graham, Lindsey Graham out of South Carolina says, attack Iran now. They're sponsoring all of this stuff. We know it.
Yes.
Our intel people are telling the president they're doing it. But he has just been like, oh, well, we'll wait and see. Nobody's been really killed yet. Now there have been.
Well, do we need a drone or a bomb to take out more than 3? More than 10 before we do something?
They got 3. 3 were killed. Yeah. Several dozen, last count I heard was 34, were injured. 8 of them so critically injured they had to be medevaced out of Jordan for treatment. There are a lot of traumatic brain injuries, TBIs, involved among this. I don't know what attack involved, but it obviously was not some guy up there with a BB gun shooting at him. Something was going on, and Iran is backing it, and we're doing nothing. The particular base they're on is Army and Air Force, ours, of course, personnel, about 350, as I recall. So, what Sam Hill are you waiting for, Mr. President?
Well,
are you waiting for the primary or for the general election to come up so that you can take action and make yourself look good, like a president would be?
Well, closer we get to elections, things will change. You'll see things start happening.
And that's awful. That's terrible. You're playing politics with people's lives, our people's lives. You're an idiot.
Oh, I agree. And all this mess in the United States Congress now fighting over the border wall, and some Republicans want to pull out because it'll make Joe Biden look good and blah, blah. I mean, just like, can we stop with the party squabbling and take care of business? Can we please?
Yeah. Well, just go do your job. If you just do your job.
It seems it's very hard for people nowadays to do their jobs because there's so much politics involved in it. And we don't want to make this one mad, or we don't want to make the public angry at us.
y'all, the public needs to get mad.
Oh, I agree.
We
I
the
agree.
people we the people. Search that phrase. We the people
We the
need to
people.
stand up and do something. Get things done and require that our leaders actually do their jobs.
Right. It's not we the Republicans.
No, it's not.
We the Democrats.
Nope.
We the unaffiliates.
Nope.
It's we the people.
And it's a mixture of all of us out
Yes,
there.
all
But
of
we
us-uns.
need to make sure that our leaders stand up and do their job. You know what? Trump used to say it on his TV show. You're fired.
You're fired.
Not to tout Trump at all, whatever. We've heard a lot about the insurance industry increase homeowner insurance rates between 42 and 99% here in North Carolina. Outrageous. That's one of the words that many people are using when discussing this proposal. You've heard North Carolina's insurance commissioner, Mike Causey, on this show several times over the past month or two. He has the final say in the process, by the way, and he, like most others, is opposed to such a radical increase. Like many of us, believes the radical increase request is out of sight, and the insurance companies have no expectation of getting it approved. The problem, even approving a realistic increase, will be on a year-by-year basis. Even if a small percentage of 5% or so will have the industry coming back year after year after year, 5% each year will amount to 40% in less than 8 years. For instance, it was only 4 years ago when the industry requested a 24% increase. Causey finally approved an increase of just under 8%.
All right. It was 7.54,
7 points,
something like that.
something, whatever it was. Now the insurance industry is back for more 4 years later.
Money hungry.
No, the price of jet fuel for their private planes so they can fly all over everywhere.
It's the execs that are making the money. All the big bonuses,
Yeah.
all the big money.
It's not the agents, by the way. It's
Yeah,
not
well,
our
we blame the
local
agents.
Not at all.
No.
This is an issue that we need to keep our eyes on, and one in which you should be calling, writing, or emailing Commissioner Causey. We've got it posted somewhere, right?
Several times it's been posted. I'll post
Post
it
it
again.
again.
Yes.
Mr. Causey, Mike Causey needs to understand and hear from all of us. This is not acceptable. I would not allow them with making such a ridiculous increase of request. I would not give them anything.
I would like to think we didn't have to.
We don't have to.
No, we don't. But let me tell you what's going to happen. They're all going to pull out of North Carolina. We've already had 4. Lighthouse, Heritage. Now Nationwide has pulled out a lot.
Uh-huh.
And there was one more.
Well, then we'll have to get our own. We can find an insurance company that will come into North
Well,
Carolina.
North Carolina has North Carolina Joint Underwriters Association, and that's where, you can go. Last resort, you can go there. But let me tell you what, you're going to pay more money.
Yes.
And that's a big problem. I've noticed, I got my bills out, and I noticed over the last probably 3 years, mine has risen $300. And now we're talking about another increase. And let me tell you, I've been one of those lucky homeowners
Yeah,
that
knock
I
on
have
some wood.
never filed a claim in my life. And I've owned a home for a very long time, plus several businesses back in the day. Never filed a claim. Never, never, never. Why don't you go after the people that file these frivolous claims all the time?
Yeah, and get
Charge
money back
them
from
more.
Yeah. Well, I filed one after Hurricane something back in the 90s because most of my roof was
Yes.
removed.
Yes.
Down in Wilmington. You know what it cost me to get it? What it cost the insurance company? Because I found a contractor that would do it because I knew what the rates should be.
Mhm.
My
Yes.
dad was a contractor. He told me how much it would cost to replace it all.
Right.
$2,000.
Wow. Well, I
The
don't
insurance
doubt
company
that.
said, we're not even going to send an adjuster out for that. If
Right.
that's all you want, we got it. I said, well, I
Yes.
got the contractor that will do it.
Well,
Good.
see, now I have a low deductible, which adds a little bit to the cost of my yearly insurance. Not much, but a little bit. I have taken down trees that were embarking upon the house.
Mhm.
I have a metal roof that I put on over, instead of the shingles. I've upgraded things like my water tank for hot water,
Mhm.
and I've got very economical one plus a very safe one. You know, it's got all these
Sure.
safety mechanisms. So I do a lot to keep my house
Preventative
upgraded.
action.
Preventative. Thank you. That's the best word for it. So I've done that. So why can't I have a little bit of credit?
Oh, they don't want to do that.
No, you want to raise it. Don't get me started. I'm gonna tell you between that and between your insurances and mortgage rates gone up and
Glad I don't have.
no, I have a little bit left to go. I mean, taxes,
God, yes.
you know,
I don't care whether the tax rate has gone up or not.
right.
The number of real dollars has gone up.
That's right.
It costs me more
That's
every
right.
year.
What's the value of $1 today compared to
Oh,
10 years ago, 8 years ago?
the value of the dollar?
About
No,
30 cents, maybe?
probably. Our third district congressman, Dr. Greg Murphy, he's encouraged Causey to reject the insurance industry's request. By the way, Dr. Murphy is not the only congressman from
Go,
North
Dr.
Carolina
Murphy.
to contact the insurance commissioner. Dan Bishop, David Rouser are among a majority of congressmen and women in North Carolina to express some concern and say,
Very good.
Mr. Causey, Commissioner Causey, do not allow it.
Well, I know our own very own Senator Lazar here
Yes.
has been very active in this, trying to, voice his opinion on behalf of all of us. And of course, we had County Commissioner Paul Buchanan and Chairman Tim Foster, who actually went to Raleigh and spoke. And we have photos on our
We had a-
Facebook page.
Had
With-
mayor from Swansboro.
And that's
but
right,
too.
John Davis,
I
mayor
don't know
from
whether the mayor
Swansboro.
from Harley Ridge went or
No,
not.
he did not
not
go. But they went to speak on behalf of the citizens here in Onslow County.
Good.
And I appreciate that.
So do I.
I appreciate it. Well, when's the last time when have we ever had somebody go? But, they're fed up too.
I would like to see our local delegation come to the county commission meetings every now and then
Yes.
to tell them what's
yes.
going on.
Right.
Answer
Well,
some questions.
I have seen that in the past, but
it used to happen.
most of the time they're in session in Raleigh,
Mhm.
and it was very hard. Now we had the
They're not in
forums.
session year round.
No,
Come on. And they're never in session on Monday mornings.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know.
Look
that
at the
they are.
calendar
Well, we'll have to
on
check
the
it. but-
state. We'll check it out.
Yeah. But anyway,
Whoops.
there's some time because we know they can get out
Yes.
and do other things.
Yes.
So
Well, I will tell you, Representative Cleveland was in town Friday, and I know he had a conflict, but he chose to come here and do the forum.
mhm.
So we'll talk about the
We'll
forums.
talk, yeah, that for them. And we're going to talk about it more later this week.
Yes, Mike McHugh's going to come in and sit with us one day.
Yep. Because he was there.
He was there on the front row. I was right behind him. The forums went really well, and of course, we have a candidate that's in the studio this morning, and
We're going to chat with him.
we're going to chat with him a little bit about the
We got a
forums.
lot of candidates this week going to be
Yes, we do.
stopping by
Yes.
or calling in one
I'm
or the
very
other.
excited about some of them coming in this
Yeah, me
week.
too.
So local ones too.
What's the most important thing, art or right to a healthy and sustainable food?
Well, I would say the food part because I like food too.
That's what two climate activists shouted when they threw soup
Oh.
at the glass protecting the famed Mona Lisa painting at the Louvre Museum in Paris, while shouting slogans advocating for a sustainable food system.
Lock them up.
They did. The video posted to social media shows two women with the words "Riposte alimentaire" written on their t-shirts, passing under a security barrier to get close to the painting before throwing soup at the glass, protecting Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece. That phrase, by the way, means food response.
I was going to ask because
I knew
unless
you
it's
would.
redneck, I don't know.
Food response.
Food
It refers to the
response.
climate activist group. Both women were arrested by French police. The Louvre staff said the Mona Lisa was not damaged. The staff also evacuated the museum and placed additional protective panels around it. Idiots like these two women, and there are many more, will likely see additional measures taken. How about a live camera on the painting from a large safe so that no one will be able to actually see it in person?
They don't already have one?
No, wouldn't that be a shame? It's behind a protected glass, but it's out there for the public to see.
Right.
A bullet. It's bulletproof glass, but there's
Well,
no
yeah.
such thing as bulletproof glass.
Right.
We know that.
Yes.
Bullet resistant glass is kind of like a waterproof watch. They're water
True, much
resistant.
better wording, yes.
But it would be a shame that people could not actually walk up to this piece of work and actually see it in person, not touch it, but just be close to it. It's like when I went to the Smithsonian.
Oh, yes.
And I walked in, the first time I walked in, there's the Lindbergh plane overhead.
Yes, I remember that.
And I'm like, good God, I'm
It's
right
been a long
here,
time,
right
but
close to this event, this thing.
yes.
Gives you chills.
It's strange that you bring that up because I just got invited last night to an art show in Emerald this week. So
It's like when I bring out, and it's not that I'll ever shoot it, but I've got an 1851 Springfield musket up there. That was a training rifle, a real one, but shorter barrel.
You have it here. Well, you're in possession of it.
In my house,
okay.
yes. And I have it. And it was used by the VMI cadets for training purposes.
Whoa.
And they also are, it could have been one of the VMI cadets could have had this particular weapon on the day that John Brown was hanged. They were providing perimeter security, thinking some other radicals would come in.
That's a collector's item.
It is.
You could probably get big bucks.
I've got it.
Get a new boat motor.
Yeah.
I should be bringing that up.
Y'all want to buy a 1851 musket? How
there you go,
how about a
collector's
World War
item.
II Russian SKS?
I used to have one when we had Sportsman's Lodge. We had on display up there. It was an actual rifle owned by Richard Petty and signed by him.
Really?
I wish I'd kept it.
Oh yeah, you should have.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick break?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's load up everybody on some weather when we come back.
Somebody else has sent an email to Mr. Causey, which he called last week and told us about.
Yes, and I did too.
Hans Miller.
Yes, he did.
He did. He sent one to Causey.
Good for you, Hans. I hope a lot of people have listened and done that. I did mine last week too.
Well, I'm going to send a bullet string one.
I'm just like, I'm a poor for
I'm
this.
an old poor man. You know what? 7.1, 11:20 a.m. WSME. Don't go with weather.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party.
Okay, first turn the music off, then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Feeling trapped with that old phone? Don't. Getting a new phone is easy. Come into Verizon and get one of our best phones on us with Select Trade-in on Unlimited Ultimate Plan. And get a plan that helps you save by only paying for what you need. Act now and get a brand new phone at your Verizon store today. $199.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate Plan required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in conditions apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always writing, and we love local photos at TopsailTimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy latest publication online.
Wismar and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, you know, with a sudden change in the weather, we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute. We're back to winter almost, and our temperature drop. There's a good chance that the trout will be coming on strong. Had a report over the weekend that some areas of Stones Bay, that's down there near Sneeze Ferry, were producing some decent specks. Not the real big ones, but a few that were certainly worth keeping and certainly worth eating. At Tideline Marine, one local angler swears by the Z-band lures, and Tideline, a lot of those lures in stock. Stop in Tuesday through Saturday and pick up the baits that the professionals, the local professional fishing guides use. They share their secrets with the staff, and the staff passes out the tips. If you're looking for a boat, a motor, or a boat trailer, Tideline has all in stock. There is a good number of Lund fishing boats there, perfect for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers, areas where both trout and redfish are found. If you're chomping at the bit, waiting for the ocean to warm up so you can go after one of my favorite fish, the Spanish mackerel, they're so easy to catch too, Tideline has not only the right tackle, but they have several nearshore and offshore Aqua Sports Center consoles that are absolutely perfect, and they're in stock now. Again, I'll remind you, if you need your boat serviced so you'll be ready when the bite is on, don't wait until the last minute. If you do, you'll be in a very long line of boaters at the very end of that long line of boaters. Right now, for April, going into May, you'll be lucky to get it back in 8 weeks. If that's what you need, if you got some repairs that are needed, service a little bit faster, a lot faster. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We've got a small craft advisory in effect today through this evening. Offshore northwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming northerly 15 to 20 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet, subsiding to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Nearshore seas 3 to 5 feet. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers are rough, diminishing to choppy this afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Very nice. Tomorrow's a good day. Sounds and rivers only a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop by the afternoon. Wednesday, northerly winds 10 to 15, increasing, kicking up a bit, 15 to 20 later in the day. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers will be choppy.
And today we have increasing clouds with a high near 55, north wind 10 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22. Tonight clear with a low around 33, winds 5 to 7. Tuesday sunny with a high near 55, light north winds at 6 miles per hour. Today a 40% chance of showers mainly before 1 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 54.
Saturday I was out and marked 81 degrees driving around.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sunday, I marked 73.
Right.
This morning, it's 43, or was a little while ago at the air station. So anyway.
I know I came in without a jacket. I do not like wearing coats, but it was still kind of enough that I didn't have to have a coat.
Yeah, it's still in the low 40s or was at that time. I'll check them a little bit later on. We got a guest in the studio.
Yes, we do.
A gentleman that I've met, I've known over the decades.
He's a lifelong.
He one of them pageant boys. They used to do a lot of racing down there in Holly Ridge.
Oh no, that's right up my. That's
Remember
right
those
up my
days?
speed.
Yeah, I do.
Hey Tony, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
It was that racing now? Was that when they were like racing from the law with the moonshine?
Well, no. This is a racing on the drag strip that wasn't a drag strip.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
It was an airstrip.
Yeah.
Oh, an airstrip. Okay.
Yeah.
And
That
you
sounds
know,
like fun.
you know, yesterday, Troy Paget was one of the big racers down there.
Yep.
And, you know, he passed away. But yesterday was his birthday. And
Oh,
there
was
a
it?
lot,
Oh.
lot of folks.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Heavenly
was,
birthday.
You know, commenting on him. And
Sure.
he was a legend.
Oh, he was,
He
definitely.
was now. So,
And then we had Dale living down that neck of the woods.
Yes,
too.
sir.
He was a sheriff down there.
I remember him. I remember Joe Patch.
Yes.
I didn't know him personally, but
I did.
I remember him. Yes,
He's a really nice guy.
he was kind of a big dude, wasn't he?
Well, he was. He made his presence known when he had to deal with people. No, not a problem. But he was more that he had to be a bad guy.
That's right.
Or to enforce the law. But very few people challenged him.
No, sir. He had respect.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did the Holly Ridge area.
Holly Ridge,
when they had stations, and they appointed different people.
Yeah, sort of. He was the primary.
Yeah, he was the
south end.
Sneeze Ferry guy. Yes, I remember
Sneeze Ferry and Holly Ridge. He lived in Holly Ridge.
That's correct. He lives between Holly Ridge and Paget Road on 50.
Now, was he a cousin or?
Well,
they're all cousins.
It's like the Humphreys and Kellums. They're all cousins.
Yeah, Lashy Paget was his father, which was we're kin through my dad on down the line. There's
third cousin twice removed.
Yeah, but there, and he had a brother that was police chief in Holly Ridge.
I remember that.
And all of them gentlemen there were good people, in my opinion. They treat you with respect as long as you treat them.
Absolutely, not a problem.
That's right.
Anyway, Tony, you worked in the county government here for a while.
Yes, sir, I did. About 13 years. Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that.
No, it was 13 that time. And way back, I used to work animal control. That was in the late 70s.
Okay.
And
that's what I thought.
That's right. I was involved in that for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the Jacksonville Sheriff. Excuse me. No, I went to the Jacksonville Fire Department.
Fire Department. Okay.
Yeah. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of experience
with the government,
in a lot of places and people. Yes.
So you've decided that you're going to try to get political now.
Yeah. Well, I was political from 92 to 2000. I was a commissioner, which is very, helps a lot in experience. We've got a good board of commissioners. I'm not going to talk about anyone. I'm just running for one of 4 seats, but I would like to be a part of our growth. I feel like I can bring some experience to the board to try to bring us together. And when I say bring us together, unify all municipalities and Camp Lejeune. I mean, they are a big part of Oslo County.
Yeah.
And, I was very successful before, if you remember General Ray Smith.
I do.
Yes.
He helped Oslo County, and before him, General Howard. I mean, they were down-to-earth people that really cared about the community. And I don't think there's one over there that don't care about the community. You just got to ask them, and get involved. And with the way changes are today, and it's very rapid, we need to work together and see if we can get everybody involved. And that's all municipalities. And if it's good for one area, it should be good for all of us.
Sure. Well, some areas need a little extra attention.
Yes, they do.
I know that the sheriff's office, for instance, has devoted some attention to Sneeze Ferry because of the drug issues there.
Oh, yes.
And they've been working pretty hard and diligently, and I think they've made a difference.
A big difference from what it used to be.
Yeah, because not that many years ago, it was a haven.
It was. You're exactly right, Rayford. You've been in law enforcement. I mean, we got a great sheriff now.
No, we do.
He really is dedicated to the citizens of Oslo County.
Yeah, we've had some very good law enforcement operations going on.
Yes, we have.
So anyway, I applaud them for that. What areas of Onslow County or issues in Onslow County that you look at and say, we got to do something about it?
Well, one of them is taxes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, at our rapid growth, I feel like I can bring to the plate. I think our revals every 6 years now. It used to be every 8 years. I mean, it's every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
And it used to be every 8 years. Well, with our rapid growth that we've got going on, with the amount of sales tax revenue we got coming in, which is really high, I think when you have a reval, maybe you want to go back to revenue neutral and start there with what we want in the future, and then build your budget up. And if we've got enough on both sides, the whole set, there's no need to keep raising taxes.
The way I look at it, help me here. We've got what,
Sure.
$53 million
in fund balance.
Yes.
That's what they say.
What, 50 something,
Yes.
whatever it is. If we've been able to do that with our current rate, tax rate,
Yes, sir.
and current rate, I don't want to talk about tax rate because you hear that they lowered the tax rate, which they did.
Yes, they did.
But still got the same amount of money coming in, if not more coming in,
Yes,
because of the reevaluation.
Yes, sir.
65 cents or whatever the rate is, 65.5, I think, what it is now per $100 evaluation. Your evaluation, if the value of my home has increased, I still get to pay more money.
Yes,
even
sir.
though the tax rate is lower.
Yes, sir.
I just visited the tax bandit the other day with cash in hand.
We all do that.
Yeah.
Take it in a wheelbarrow?
Felt like it.
You know,
and they wouldn't let me carry my gun inside so I could protect my money.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's an issue.
I will say this, that with our rate of growth and this rapid, I'm telling you, our infrastructure is nowhere close.
I think that's the biggest problem in Onslow County, infrastructure.
It is. And how do you offset that? You know, some folks say, well, we're not a Walmart. If you build it, they'll come. You don't know where that growth, right now, our major growth is Sneads Ferry to Holly Ridge.
Oh, absolutely.
It
Booming.
is wild. I applaud on WASA for getting Plurus.
Yes.
Hopefully we can start pulling some of that together. I was a big part when WASA was formed. But we've got a great opportunity here. And my thing is, and we have noticed this I have really noticed this in the last 3 months, maybe. Our planning board approves and our commissioners disapprove a project.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't stop growth. I mean, you just can't do it by legally. My thought process is maybe we need to come together, our commissioners and our planning board, and say, hey, we need to look at this, because to me, you as a commissioner appoint this planning board. So you put trust in the people you appoint. I think we need to be more together and see why we're having this problem. The other night, I know 2 projects in Sneads Ferry were turned down because of that. And I understand, because you're trying to listen to the people as a commissioner. I understand that. But instead of airing it in front of the public, let's sort of get the 2 boards together and why did you approve this? Maybe you got more information we're not privy to as a commissioner. It's hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie to any of y'all. Being a commissioner is not an easy job.
No, it's not.
It's not. And you take a lot of abuse sometimes that you don't deserve. Then you have people that wants to get too deep in the business of the county as a commissioner. You don't need to do that. I mean, I don't care how many pencils you sharpen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You got to let your people that you elect, like your manager, your clerk to your board, and your attorney, they've got a job to do. You should take it there, and then let's find out what the deal is.
Yeah, you hired them because they were professionals.
Yes, sir.
That's
And
the bottom line.
yes, sir. And we have some good professionals in Onslow County. It
We do.
works in county government. I'm not going
Yes,
to
we
lie
do.
to you. We have some real good ones. And my thought process has always been, even before when I was a commissioner, majority rules. If the majority board, I've been voted down before on issues. If the majority rules, then we need to try to make it work, not be split and busting up. Let's work together. It's very essential. Having before being a part of economic development in the state of North Carolina, industry looks at the place they're going to go a year, 2 years out. If there's animosity on your boards or with your municipalities, or in our case with Camp Lejeune, they're not interested in coming here. They don't want that. And we don't need to be like that. We need to be positive, and work together. Don't mean we're going to agree on everything, but we can agree to disagree and be professional about it. And we have people on our board that will do that. We have some that question things that maybe gets a little out to the right, way far out. That shouldn't do that. But you're not going to win everybody. But we can compromise, and we can be professional about it and be proud of our community. As you know, Ray, for being born and raised here, both of us, this is our community. We want to see it grow. And I want to see it grow in prosperity and everybody, because I'm the type of person, if you do good, I'm going to do good. We all going to do good if everybody works together. And I feel like I can bring that. I can bring some financial issues. I've owned businesses and been very successful with that. Thank the good Lord. But we have a great opportunity here. And it takes all of us. I mean, all of us, you on this radio show and the TVs. I mean, it takes us all. I want everybody to say their opinion. You have a right to that in America, thank God. You have a right to your opinion. But my thought process is I'm open. I want people to, like I was before, if you don't agree with something, call me. I don't have a problem. We'll sit down. We'll talk about it. That's what we should be about as servants to the citizens.
Yeah, you should be able to explain yourself.
Yes, sir.
And that for any politician,
yes,
or
sir.
any leaders or appointed or elected should be able to explain themselves and their actions.
Sure.
We the part about the planning board, of course, meeting with the county commissioners. Obviously, if you got a forum, if you got a quorum, you're going to have an open meeting.
Yes, sir. And I think you should. I think you should be very transparent. Be open about it. There's nothing to hide here. Government is your business.
Yep.
It's not our business as an elected official. It's your business.
Yep. I totally agree.
Yes.
So maybe they should have a session, even if it's just quarterly.
Yeah, sure.
A joint meeting.
And see what's coming up. Because when you go there as a developer, and don't matter which developer it is, because we got some good ones in Oslo County. They already got their homework, their permits, everything is in place. They're not going to be bad to the, our environment. They've got to have all that in place when they go there. I'm just saying that I hate to see us be split apart. And yes, in some areas, we got to think about the neighborhoods.
Got to think about the neighborhoods,
Yes,
but
you
also
do.
have to think about the infrastructure,
Yes,
I think, like
yes.
Onwassa or
Yes.
any roads or anything else that the
Definitely.
counties
Sure.
or the state's going to be responsible for. Somebody needs to pay for that.
Yes, they do. And
The developers should have to take that into consideration.
Yes, they should. And I know back here probably 10 years ago, state come up for a developer. If you build a division, you had to put a turn lane in yourself.
Right.
The developer had to pay for it.
Good.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either.
I mean, because they're benefiting.
That's right.
And it's benefiting.
And they're
the
making
com-
money off
yeah,
of it.
Sure they are. And it benefits the whole community because it's relieves some of that stop, start. So I think there's possibilities here that we can make things better.
Yeah.
I want to give everybody a chance. And just like we talked about the sheriff department, there's one thing the sheriff department that I feel like we could do as commissioners. We do federal inmates, and that brings in probably $1 million to $1.5 million a year in federal inmate money. Maybe we need to take that federal inmate money, put in a line item to itself, to the sheriff department. And when I say line item to itself, the reason being, so we have transparency here, that the Board of Commissioners has to prove he puts in a budget amendment for what he needs for the sheriff department, which will hope save us money as taxpayers because the federal inmate money is coming into
I
him.
see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, well, of course, it costs to house those inmates.
Yes, it does.
There is a
It
cost
does.
to the county for that.
Yes, sir.
And comes out of the sheriff's budget.
It does. But there's no reason we can't use that money to help put back into sheriff's budget to save us taxpayers money.
Are you saying that money goes into the general fund now?
Yes, sir.
That's interesting. I
That's
didn't
not
know
right.
that.
Well, I don't disagree with you. I think, I mean, for as commissioners, we have got to, we answer to the public. So if you can put it in, have to bring a budget amendment, the sheriff, that money to something he needs, which will better us, then, hey, we've got the money to do it with. And,
But how do we know that that's what the county uses to pay the bills for the sheriff's
Well, I'm
office?
sure they use it, part of it for that.
Yes, they
But-
do.
But if it goes into the general fund,
Right. I know what
Anything
you're
that's
saying,
left
yes.
over, goes
Right.
in general fund.
Okay, I got
And
you.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just
Right.
saying he produces the dollars. Why not help spend the dollars back, which helps in his budget?
Mhm.
Now that don't mean because you're federal inmates, you might have 100 this month and 50 next month. So, that's why I say put it in a certain line item. Then we know exactly what the dollars are,
Sure.
so we don't overspend and don't cut ourselves short. But we have, and I feel like we have a board that will do that.
are we taking in any inmates from other counties, not federal, but inmates from, at one time, a lot of counties were overcrowded.
Yes, sir.
And we
do.
had space in Onslow County, so inmates were coming from other counties.
Yes, sir. We do at times.
I just got a message saying that the commissioners have already talked with Sheriff Thomas and they're going to give that federal money to the sheriff.
Well, good.
It's already in
Excellent.
motion. So
That's excellent.
you talked it up.
Well,
See, there you go.
Well, I mean, I feel like I don't know anybody on the board of commissioners don't want to do right,
No.
in my opinion.
No, they don't. Everybody wants to do
Yes,
right.
they
I
do.
agree.
And like I say, we've got a great opportunity. We just don't need to be arguing with each other and
No.
causing a lot of fuss and ruckus.
Internal
Those are
strife.
really-
Yes, we don't need that.
Let's take a break. We'll
Yes,
be right
sir.
back here live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA, WSMA971.com, worldwide.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back. And our guest in the studio here this morning, Tony Padgett, he's running for a seat on the Oslo County Board of Commissioners. You are a Republican.
Yes,
so you have a primary coming up.
Yes, sir.
In March, a little over a month away.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it?
Yes, sir.
So it's looking forward to it being over?
Well, yes, but hope I'm successful. Yes.
What sets you apart from the other folks who are running, whether they're current or anybody else who's filed?
I think being born and raised here makes a big difference. It sets me out. Working for the county and being a county commissioner chairman too gives me a lot of insight.
Mm-hmm.
And don't mean I am better or know more than anybody else. I think I can bring things to the table that will help the citizens of Oslo County, and we can discuss them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to do that. I've seen as the other night at the Republican meeting I was at, I spoke and you can remember this, Rayford. We were in Golden Corral. I can remember when that was a cow pasture.
I did too. I
can remember when Weldon Simpson had the little airport.
Oh, I do too.
So
I flew out of there with him.
There you go. I mean, and I've seen a lot of change,
mm-hmm.
and it has not been. A lot of people say it's not for the good. Well, it is for the good. We got to accommodate our citizens. And
I want to know one thing.
Yes.
Where did you graduate from?
Jacksonville High.
See, there you go.
Forward ever, backwards never.
There's a cardinal right there.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
I am a cardinal.
Yay. All right. That's one test passed.
There you go. Back in those days where Jacksonville High is now,
yes,
right across the street in those days was a cow pasture.
That's
yeah,
correct.
where the Kmart was.
Mm-hmm. That
Yes.
whole area was a cow pasture.
Yeah.
Sure was.
I remember that.
There was no place to go to skip school to go get something to eat that you didn't because you didn't want to eat it because that was a long walk.
Gumbridge was 2 lanes then.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it
Because
was.
I remember being on the school bus going to Summersill School and looking at the cows.
Yep.
You know, we count the cows as we pass by.
And Doris Road
Yes.
went only into Northwoods. It did not go to what they call Doris East. I think.
Extension.
That's
or
correct.
extension.
Mhm.
There was no such thing. That's cool.
We've grown a lot.
We have grown, as the old commercial used to
Yes.
say. And about 10 years from now, where do you see the county?
Booming.
If we can get the right infrastructure in place, I see our county being, well, we're more urbanized now than we've ever been.
Mhm.
I can remember we were agriculture as we talked
Primarily
about. Yes,
farming.
we were. Farming, you can't make it today on a small plot.
Mhm.
And that's why these developments are going so rapid. I mean, the farmer, a lot of kids, as you well know, Rayford, we're probably exception. We were able to come back home, but you left and had to again come back.
Mhm.
A lot of them not coming back. So when their parents pass on, they get
They've
rid
got
of
nothing here.
Yes.
Sell it,
So,
and there goes another housing area.
yeah, but I see us in 10 years from now being more metropolis, in the fact that I'm hoping we can extend a runway at the airport. That's going to help. I hope we can get some more industry in here, which will help. And we've got to grow, but we got to grow in a manner that we can afford to grow.
Holly Ridge has managed to get some really good industry.
Yes, sir.
Some great industry
Yes,
there.
sir.
More's coming.
Yes, sir.
What's happening in this part of the county? Why aren't we? I mean, we got a big tract of land out there.
Yes,
It's
sir.
going to be developed at some point in time.
Yes, sir.
I know it's going to happen, but is there something we're not doing in the central part of Onslow County
No,
to
sir.
attract business?
Well, let me say this. Tom down at Gulfstream, I mean, that's his industrial park, okay?
Mhm. Yep.
And how he makes that work being private, he don't have to abide by all the guidelines. And our economic development, Mark Sutherland, has done a great job in assisting him on bringing
Yes,
stuff out. And I'm proud of that. Sometimes it's not as easy, and it depends on the industry that wants to come here. You know, the boat factory just went down there. Great place for it. You're
Oh,
close to
yes.
the water.
Mhm.
You know, so we've got to concentrate. And I feel like if we as citizens and as a board of commissioners give an expectation to our Joe Ed board and we stay in contact with them and every quarter come in, let us know where we're at. What do we need to do to make it better? I can remember when I was on the board before Terry Yachts come to Swansboro, and a group of us from Onslow County went and met with them in Florida. And the question was asked, what everybody could do for them. Ron McElhaney told them what Jones Onslow could do for them at that time. And the mayor at that time, George Jones, real pleased about them, even though it's not in Jacksonville. He looked at me and said, what can the county offer? So I said, what do we got to offer you to get you the jobs in Onslow County? Sometimes you just got to get down and say, what is it going to take? Then we got to make a decision. Well, can we afford that? Or can we get help from the state, which we did in this particular situation? The bulkhead, the basin there was destroyed. We were able to get the monies to put the bulkhead up for them, pave a road on in there to them that weren't paved at that time. And those are things that we can do as commissioners, but we have to be actively pursuing that. And in order to do that, we got to communicate with our economic development and be a part of it. Not saying this board hasn't, because there's a lot goes on. We've been through COVID. I mean, that knocked the breath out of a lot of people. And Florence. I mean, that has. And, I want people to understand, again, it's not easy being a commissioner if you do that job. And I applaud every one of them. I applaud everyone that's running. It's not an easy job.
It's virtually a full-time job.
It is.
And you're getting part-time pay for it.
That's correct.
But you're not doing it for the pay.
No.
Hopefully not.
Heck no. I mean, we get a little over $13,000 based on the file fee.
That's a year, people. A year.
Yes, it's not about that with me. It's about having a place where my grandchildren hopefully can stay here and live. One of my sons is he's a lineman. He lives in Mount Olive. One of my sons has a tinning business. I would have never dreamed that, but he does very well with it.
That's all right.
Yes, he does. But he's able to stay here. But we have got to be very proactive, and to be proactive, we got to be together. Don't mean we're going to agree all the time, but let's sit and talk about it. Come on, what have we got to make this work?
It's like one of the commissioners said. He was opposed to Heinz Farm.
Yes,
but the commission voted the majority, and he is supporting it now, hands down.
Sure, he has to.
That's exactly what has to be done.
Yes,
and some people will still fight you just because they're sore losers.
Yes, sir. And, I love to see a little more due diligence done in that situation. But I want to tell everybody out here, when you're making deals like that, you don't always get privy. You can't give it to the citizens right at the time.
Right.
It will mess up a deal.
The price goes up.
Yes.
You have the bidding wars, it gets very complicated.
That piece of land was worth considerably more.
Yes, sir, it was.
Twice.
It was based on land values. Yes, sir, it was. But we've got it now. So we need to
make the best of it.
Yes, let's make a plan that benefits all the citizens of Onslow County. That's what we got to do. It's got to.
Let's take one more break here. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and our guest in the studio. If you want to call and ask a question, we have one of the county commission candidates in here right now, Tony Paget, forever resident of Onslow County, employed by the county, served on the Board of Commissioners in the 90s.
Years ago. 90s, yes.
Okay. So he served on the Board of Commissioners, employed a couple of different times, has had his own private businesses going on. So, I mean, he's been around for a while. South end of the county, for the most part.
Yes, sir.
You've always lived there, right?
Yeah, I've lived from Southwest to Halls Run. I was born and raised right in that area. Ayers Creek, Halls Run.
If you got a question, now is your time. Got a comment, now is your time. 910-333-0139. I'll do it again. 910-333-0139. If you want to buy advertising, it's not, no, I'm just kidding.
910-330-0222.
Yeah, you can call Lee.
I'm right on it.
And she'll send you some advertising for this show and throughout the entire day if you want.
That's right.
Whoops.
Oh, see, there you
Who do we
go.
have?
Okay, who wants it? That's the
Our
donkey
buddy.
man.
Hee haw, hee haw.
Hey,
Good morning. Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling better. That ivermectin works wonders. You just don't understand how
Did you
good
take
it
the
works.
horse brand or?
Yes, ma'am. That's the only brand you can get. North Carolina won't let you have it.
Yeah.
They won't prescribe it to you.
Is that a pill?
No, ma'am. No,
No,
sir. It's a paste.
Oh, hey.
And you can get it liquid, can't you, Tim?
Sir,
You can get it liquid as well, can't you?
you can. You hadn't made it. I know how to do the paste.
I know you do.
What do you spread it on your bagel?
Yeah, you can. If you want to, you can. But no, I just do it straight, honey. It's like I do my bourbon. I do it straight.
Oh my goodness.
And,
I'm not going to
just
say
wanted
it.
to I wanted to call in and say, Lord, with some things you just can't get rid of in Onslow County, and I guess it's Thomas's, Paget, stuff like that.
Callums and Humphreys
and
Browns.
I just want to call Tony. You know, me and you've been buddies for years and years and years, and I was over the road back when you were commissioner here, but I'd check in, and
Yes.
I think you did a good job back in the '90s, and you got my vote. When I saw your name on there, you got my vote. I mean, I know how you are. One of the biggest things is I know what you did when you're over there in animal control.
Yes, sir.
For what you stood up for.
Yes, sir.
And that was one of the biggest things. Thank you, ma'am. That I just wanted to tell you that. I hadn't seen you since that happened, but I commend you for what you did for that guy.
Yes, sir. I thank you, Tim.
But you got my vote, buddy. I mean,
right.
I don't mind saying that over the radio. I'm not a politician. I'm about as simple as the day is long. In June, and my endorsement ain't worth a can of Viennes, but it's all right. That's my opinion.
I like Viennes myself.
I do too.
We just had a can last night.
On saltines.
I just wanted to say that to you because I don't get to see you no more. So, but be good. I'm gonna get off of here. Maybe somebody else call back, got some sense, got some questions for Tony, and then you go back a long way.
Yes,
Get
sir.
better, Tim.
Thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate it. And your endorsement does mean a lot to me.
I was just going to ask, was that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
It's that to you. I mean, all depends on who you're talking to. You're talking to the Donkey Man or Dr. Jackass. It's up to you.
Get better, Tim.
Well, I know. I've got some of his prescriptions.
Yeah.
I got you.
Fish antibiotics, horse paste.
Y'all be good. I'm going to get over here and listen back on the radio. I had to cut my truck off. I'm in my truck. I had to go get St. Diane some breakfast. And I can't talk over the microphone on the truck because it sounds like in a barrel. So
It does.
sit right here and cut it off.
Very good.
All right.
Thank
bro.
you, Timmy.
Thanks, Tim.
Be good.
See you.
All right.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, John Gelosi. All eyes are on the White House this morning after 3 U.S. service members were killed and dozens more injured in a drone strike in Jordan.
President Joe Biden promised to respond to what he called radical Iran-backed militant groups, but Iran insists it's not involved, describing the perpetrators of these attacks as resistance groups.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. This marks the first time U.S. troops have been killed by enemy fire in the Middle East since the start of the Gaza war. The Super Bowl matchup is now set.
The 49ers scored 27 straight points in the second half to erase a 24-7 halftime deficit and beat the Lions 34-31. They head to their 8th Super Bowl in franchise history with a shot to tie the Patriots and Steelers with their 6th title.
That's Fox's Tim McMaster. The big game between San Francisco and Kansas City is February 11th in Las Vegas. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back. And by the way, I got to put on a note here. Howard, if you're listening, you need to come by here or you need to make arrangements because one of our listeners that won a Golden Corral gift card has donated it to you.
Give me an address and I'll take it to him.
And Howard, just call up and tell us where you are. You can call Lee, call me, call the station, whatever, call the studio, and we'll get this thing to you because it's been sitting here. It's not gaining any interest.
And I'm hungry.
And I just ate there. I think it was Friday. Oh my goodness!
Golden Corral.
And by the way, for you folks who are 65 and older, you can go and get that buffet for $10.99 between 1 and 3 o'clock. Every day.
So we're all going to
Weekdays.
lunch today?
Weekdays. I went the other day and Robbie and I went and it was so good.
Yeah.
We ate enough. We didn't eat any supper.
Yeah.
That's
no,
that's the thing.
it's a one meal a day place.
That was a 1 meal a day. We had a stack, I think, at home. I might not have eaten anything, but it was good. It held me until Friday or Saturday anyway. So that's good. Tony Paget, anything else? I see a flashing light. I did not. Only in my head. If anybody's got a question for Tony Paget, he's running for county commission here in Onslow County, 910-333-0139. Ring us up and he'll answer your questions. Is there anything out there that really gnaws at you about what's going on in the county? Not with the commissioners or anything else, just something that you see as an opportunity, perhaps.
Well, I think our greatest opportunity, and you mentioned it a while ago, is our piece of land that's out there. And let me say, I was on the board when that was purchased.
Yeah.
And we had to do a lot of negotiation with the Corps, and we had all that land. At one time, we had that land where it was clean. And over years, previous boards didn't renew it with the Corps. And some of it reverted back to wetlands, and they're doing their very best now to try. It takes a lot of work to do that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest things that gnaws at me, I just don't want to see Onslow County left behind. I can tell you the first time I ever went to Raleigh, and boy, I'm going to just say it. I'm a redneck, okay? I'm a country boy. I was born and bred a country boy, but I went to Raleigh and first got elected and got up there, and the guy said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Onslow County." He said, "Oh, yeah, to Onslow County." He might well spit in my face.
Okay, damn his fighting words.
And I said to myself, as long as I'm commissioner and I have a right to say and help, Onslow is not Onslow. We're trying to move forward, and we're going to move forward. And I want to be a big part of that.
Onslow was named after a man.
Yes, sir. It
Proper
was
name.
Sir Arthur Onslow.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think he was on slow.
No, he wasn't. So
You have to don my ninja suit. Where's this guy at?
And let me say this too, what makes us very attractive, I think, and I'm sure it's used, but I always promote it because of Camp Lejeune. We have one of the highest skilled workforces in the state of North Carolina.
Hello.
That's what he's going to tell you. Here goes
What have
the
I
story.
said ever since I've been on radio? Why aren't we going after a company called Colt Arms?
Now you talk.
That's right. They are in the worst state in the nation, or one of the worst states in the nation, for their product that they produce. And what product do they produce? By the millions.
Yes.
M16s and M4s and whatever our Marine Corps is trained on, they can take it down with they can fix those things.
Yes.
They can make them work.
Well, I can tell you that there's no reason we shouldn't be pursuing those. I mean, it's just anything pertaining to Camp Lejeune.
Yep.
We should be actively pursuing.
Yep.
Well, that's a discussion to have with Joed.
It is.
We're not going to build any
Let's do
tanks
it.
anymore.
No.
Because the Marine Corps is not going to use them.
That's correct.
But look at the stuff that the Marine Corps, even if it's backpacks, even if it's their deployment bags.
Sure.
You know where MREs are made?
I'm sorry to say I don't.
Mullins, South Carolina.
Really?
What's the nearest base to Mullins, South Carolina? Fort Jackson.
That's the closest.
Well, I think the
Why
biggest
are
reason,
we doing things like that here?
Well,
because we've got to build our roads and our accesses
We do.
more. I mean, the
Well, we
train
got
doesn't come through Onslow anymore.
We got a good shot by widening the roads to 40. We've got a good
Yes,
shot.
that's
We're
right.
just not sitting on 40. That's why we're hoping with our airport, cargo planes can
Yes,
start landing
absolutely.
there, which make a big difference.
Between our airport.
Let me tell you what, I drive to Wilmington. I haven't driven in a couple of weeks now because of some other issues, but I used to drive about every other week, okay, for doctor's stuff.
Sure.
Every morning when I leave from here to go to an appointment for 11:15 in Wilmington, I pass as many as 55 FedEx trucks coming this way.
Yes, sir.
Coming to us.
Yes.
Because they land in Wilmington, the
Yes,
planes
sir.
do. Why not? Why not have that airport here so those packages that are destined for this area and points east and north
sure
land there?
That's correct. And there's no reason it should.
There's no reason at all.
I agree 100%.
Here comes Lulu.
Here comes one of the doggies and our grandbaby.
Hey, baby.
That's Lucy.
Lucy.
And what's your name? Allison.
Allison. Hi.
Okay.
I've got two little Dachshunds.
Oh, I love dachshunds.
They're my kids.
Yes, I know.
Oh, yes.
We've got a couple up there. One, at least one will be down here shortly. Later.
Right.
He'll come around to the back door and bark to come in.
I was up most not a good night. So.
I understand.
But they get going on 19 now, and
Wow.
I don't think she's
Good.
going to be. We've got new
Right.
issues that developed last night. So, but I love them. I love my babies.
I do too.
They get better treatment than I do.
I understand.
Anyway, if they would, if we could somehow convince like Coal Arms or the MRE manufacturing companies or whoever to move here,
Sure.
first of all, they wouldn't have to deliver a lot of the stuff very far.
That's-
Transportation costs would go down.
That's correct. And hopefully the price could come down.
And yep,
You see.
it's all what we do and the plans that we make and the aggressive actions that we take.
Right.
To get some a bunch of companies come in here.
Sure, they could. And with that being said, and our rapid growth, goes back to us growing continuously. Just like some folks say, we don't have a housing shortage. Well, according to the Home Builders Association and according to our realtor, 3,400 short. And they're going to go somewhere. And we've got developers here that are very good at that. They will make it nice.
What would you do to encourage people to, when business closes or whatever, we've got vacant businesses, empty businesses.
Right.
What can be done to encourage them to, instead of building something brand new,
we need to use what we have.
Yeah.
The inventory we got.
Yeah,
and that's something that you've got to push. You got to push. And sometimes I'm not sure we push it hard enough, our inventory, when it comes to a business. I want to say something about a business that's very dear to me. And I mean, if something don't change, it's dying. And that's our fishing industry.
Oh, God, yes.
Definitely.
And, our inlet, New River Inlet, they blow it out, but what happens, it just fills in.
We do not do that. Here's the double whammy.
We're talking about dredging.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Here's the one. We're going to have to do something to stabilize that.
Yes.
And that's going to require jetties.
Jetties.
Now, I've got a picture of Mason Burr Inlet, both jetties.
Mm-hmm.
It stabilized that inlet. I was there when they put the second jetty in.
Gotcha.
That inlet, I have offshore here, coming back, I got weathered out. Trying to come back through the inlet, I bottomed out. I finally got it back down. I drove 35 miles down to Mason Burr Inlet, and I came in Mason Burr Inlet there on the south end of Wrightsville Beach at 40 miles an hour.
There you go.
It was that stable.
There you go.
And they're not out there dredging that inlet every day.
No, sir.
Now, these liberal Looney Tune, no, it has not hurt Mason Burr Island, which is just an empty island anyway.
Sure.
It has not hurt it in the least.
Right.
It has not made any done any damage to that island at all.
We have got to do something. I mean, because it changes so rapidly.
It does. It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. And, here a few years ago, you had to go out the inlet, then you had to turn and
go left,
and then right.
It shifted on a regular basis. It got so bad that the Coast Guard pulled up the markers, the buoys out there.
Right.
Took them out.
That's right. And
so you were on your own.
Yeah, and that's even more dangerous. But we have got to, protect. That's the industry we need to be protected.
It is.
Our imports are killing us. And, I don't like that.
Not only are our imports killing us, literally they are killing us. I know that the FDA inspects the imported seafood, foreign seafood coming in here. They inspect 2% of it.
There you go.
Do you know that half of that 2% fails?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So if half of it fails, then you would expect, but the rest of it, the other 98%, well, 99% comes through because 1% passes, but the other 98% they don't inspect, it goes through too.
Yes, sir. You're right.
You wonder why you got stomach viruses. You wonder why you've got all sorts of issues.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen the videos? I'm going to go ranting here.
That's okay.
Of some of the videos from some of those fish farms in the Middle East, Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm.
It's poop farms.
That's exactly what it is.
That's
it's
all
sewer
it is.
farm.
It's sewer farms, and they do not catch the fish.
No.
They scoop them up because they're floating belly up. They're dead.
That's right.
Oh yeah, baby. And then they ship them over here.
I got to give kudos to Representative Shepherd. He is introduced to try to have these restaurants put on the menu where that seafood come from.
I did not know that, but that should be there.
He is trying very hard, and we got a good delegation.
They have to do it in the restaurant, the grocery stores.
Yeah, that's right.
Why not the restaurant?
That's right. You will not see me eat many shrimp at a restaurant. Because it's not wild caught.
Unless I know the restaurant and I know where it came from, and I know several where it came from.
Right. And the ones that does try to use
I applaud them.
Me too.
And I know it
I'll
costs
pay
a little
more for
more. There you go.
I'll pay for it.
But because we don't have the slave labor that
Because
they have,
we
over
cannot
there.
compete with foreign governments.
No,
Right.
And they own those they control.
that's correct, Raver. But it would open up our. See, when to me, when you open that inlet up, you don't just open the inlet up. You open it for our fishermen to be able to get in and out. Plus, our fish will come in.
Yes.
It adds to our tourism. It
Yes.
adds to tournaments that we can hold here in our river, and we're very fortunate. We got a river begins and ends in our county.
Yep. You know, I know you've been down there because I go there.
Oh, yes.
But that inlet on a good when the Spanish mackerel start
Oh,
running,
yes.
there are $500,000 boats.
Oh, yes.
Recreational guys running
Yes.
$500,000 boats out there to catch some Spanish.
Yes. But, you know, as a commissioner, I know sometimes you can get out of your purview, but we could at least do a resolution to send to Washington and say, hey, don't forget us. We need help here.
Well, we had one, Walter Jones.
Yes.
Walter
Yes.
Jones, back in the day, he had a letter written from the commanding general at that time, about
Yes.
8 or 9 years ago, saying this inlet needs to be maintained.
Yes.
And we could use it.
Yes, we could. And I feel like if we're tied connectedly with the base as we once were, and I'm not saying we're not now, don't misunderstand me.
I understand.
Right.
But get them to get on board with us, it
Again.
makes a big difference. Yes, they helped us before. They're part of the community. They're not sitting over here by themselves,
No.
by God.
No, they're not.
They're part of Oslo
They
County.
are in
They
Oslo
sit
County.
in Oslo County. And as a commissioner, it's our job to look out for them too.
I agree.
Yes.
But those are some good areas, good ideas that you've got. Some good
Yes,
areas
sir.
that I'm interested in personally.
Well,
that I've harped on.
Yeah, that's right. And
I knew as soon as you started talking about companies coming in and plans, I was like, here we go.
well, it
Yep.
makes sense. We got to do something to help
Well,
offset.
but where do we start? Do we start building up our infrastructure first? Like, I'd like to see a road like you just go on 17 south, make a right, and it takes you straight to 40. You know, I mean, things like that. You know, and we did away with our railroad road.
Yes.
And our airport is we're still working on making that the runways bigger
Right.
to where we can get big cargo planes in. I mean, do we work on that first? Do we build on that?
I think it's got to work coincide with each other. We do that, but we need
We know that somebody's doing
working on that. But Raver's point about inventory, you
Mhm.
talk about inventory, utilize our inventory we got.
Yep.
Let's start promoting that inventory.
Well, we do
which
have
helps
a
people.
really good road from here to I-40,
We
in
do.
my opinion.
We are
Oh, yes,
great
I
road.
agree.
Yes,
I
we
agree
do.
with that.
You
Yes.
take 258, 24, and
Yes.
once you get through Richlands,
Mhm.
you got one little spot there that doesn't create any problems. It's
No.
still
Right.
4-lane.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's 4-lane from my house. Well, once I get out
Out
17,
there. Yeah.
all the way to I-40.
Yes,
That's
it
correct.
is. Yes, it is.
Hey, when you get through Buellville,
That's
you
it.
got to work right.
Beville, that's right.
That's right. So I think if we all collectively come together and really get
Mhm.
serious about it and push, and not just the commissioners push, we need as much community involvement as
Totally.
we can.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Good community
Yes.
involvement. Yes.
Not dissidents.
no,
We got a lot of dissidents out there right now. They
Yeah,
just
we
blast
do.
everything that the county and the city try to do.
well,
That's
we're
all
going to
political.
have them.
Yeah.
And all I hope at the end of the day, when we get through with it, they say, well, I was against it, but now I'm for it. You know,
Well, they won't be for it. They
Well,
won't be
if
for
they won't-
anything unless they
Right.
unless they stock that county commission with their people. They're nothing but dissidents.
well,
They've already made some headway.
yes, sir. Well, all I'm saying is, come on, get on the train with us, because we're moving forward. That's what we got to
Choo-choo.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, I appreciate you coming in. Being
Yeah,
straight
it's-
up forthright.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it
And
was
I
so great.
appreciate the opportunity for you
Yeah.
letting me to come in.
Mhm.
You're a big part of the community. Always
Oh, we
have
try to
been.
be.
You are. And I'm very thankful that you give me that opportunity and to be open. I'm square, straight up. You can ask me anything. I'm not going to tell you a lie. If I do, it's unbeknown. And if I think I'm going to tell you a lie, I'm going to say, hold it. I'm not sure. Give me your number and I'll try to find out for you.
That's good.
That's the only way to be. We try our best. It's not 100% all the time. Nothing is.
Nope. No
But-
guarantees.
no, there's not. But I would like to ask the people if you could vote for me. I would greatly appreciate it. And I want to move forward. And I want to say this too. If I'm not elected, who's elected as my commissioner, this is my county. I'll continue to push forward for my county.
Okay.
As our cardinal words are, forward forever, backward never.
Right.
Absolutely.
Tony, how can people get up with you?
I'm gonna give you my number. Everybody in the county
Okay.
has it. It's 910-459-6401. And I've had that number for years. A lot of people know that number. And if you don't, you're welcome to call me. And I'll tell you straight up. If you want to bless me out, you can bless me out. I'm going to listen to it. And when it's through, I'm going to just have to say, I'm sorry that we're going to have to agree to disagree. Because I'm going to stand on what I believe is right for the citizens of Onslow County.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
You too.
And we'll be chatting with you, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Yes.
And anytime you need me, call me.
Probably again in February.
All
It's not that far away now. But,
That's
we want
correct.
to do it before the
Good.
primary.
I greatly appreciate it.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSME. Weather's next.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas. And a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more. A locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. How about 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, just $2.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak, $10.99 a pound. Fresh ground chuck patties, just $4.79 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.79 a pound. Thick boneless pork chops, just $2.79 a pound. Boneless chicken thighs are only $2.99 a pound. Whole shoulder, Clyde heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, just $2.99 a bag. 3-pack crisp romaine hearts, $2.99 a pack. Granny Smith 100 crisp apples is just $1.79 a pound. How about a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes, just $3.99. The 8-ounce size package of sliced or whole mushrooms is just $1.99, and Haas avocados are just 99 cents each. Remember to join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well, we got a little cooler temperatures this week coming on, and we started last night. It got down to about 43 or so.
Okay.
And with that change in the weather, we're going to be back in winter for a while. Yeah, we had a reprieve from the cold, blustery
It's North
days.
Carolina. You can have 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah. And we're probably going to have that today. It's not going to get quite up to like it has been. But we're back to winter and a temperature drop, of course. And there's a good chance that the trout will be coming on strong. The speckled trout, I love them. Had a report over the weekend that some areas in Stones Bay, that's down there near Sneed's Ferry,
Yes.
we're producing some nice specks. Not real big ones, not the trophy size or citation size that we've seen already this year, well, last year, but plenty worth keeping and eating. Let's put it that way. Down at Tideline Marine, one local angler swears by the Z-Man lures, and Tideline has a lot of those in stock. Stop in Tuesday through Saturday between 8:30 and 5 o'clock on weekdays and 8:30 and 2 o'clock on Saturdays. Pick up some of the baits that the local professional fishing guys use. They share their secrets with the staff at Tideline, and the staff passes out those tips. Not a problem. If you're looking for a boat, a boater, or a boat trader, Tideline has all of them in stock right now. There's a number of Lund fishing boats, perfect for the shallow waters of the White Oak and New Rivers, areas where both trout and redfish are found. If you're chomping at the bit, like I am, waiting for the ocean to warm up so you can get out there and go after some of those, my favorite fish, the Spanish mackerel, Tideline has not only the right tackle, but they have several nearshore and offshore fishing boats, Aqua Sports Center consoles that are absolutely perfect for that occasion. Again, I'll remind you, you need your boat service so you'll be ready when the bite is on. Don't wait until the last minute. If you do, you're going to be at the end of a long line of boaters. Right now, for routine servicing, the line is about a week or so. If repairs are needed, it's maybe several weeks. Sometimes you got to wait for parts to come in. Wait until April, going into May. You'll be lucky to get it back in 8 to 9 weeks. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We do have a small craft advisory in effect through this evening. Offshore today, northwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming northerly 15 to 20 this afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet. They'll come down this afternoon 3 to 5. Near shore seas 3 to 5. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers are rough, diminishing to choppy this afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming northeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. And on Wednesday, northerly winds 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy, and it's going to be chilly.
A little chilly. Okay, today we have increasing clouds with a high near 55, north wind 10 to 13 miles per hour, with gusts as high with a low around 33. Tuesday, sunny with Tuesday night, a 20% chance of showers after 1 a.m. Wednesday, a 40% chance of showers mainly before 1 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 54.
Got a couple of local things here. We don't know what the condition or how of a deputy is, but he was involved in a traffic accident, traffic wreck over the weekend. And I guess some hydroplaning was involved, and he was taken to the hospital to a trauma center, as we understand. Don't know anything else at this point in time. We'll try to find out.
Right.
Another deputy that we talked about a couple of weeks back, Sean Plateau. Something like that.
I can't.
Paulo
or something.
Yeah, he took a report earlier in January, the 8th, as I recall, from one of our county school board members who had filed a complaint that her estranged husband had broken a window in the house trying to get in,
yes.
and that he was not allowed to be in there, and yada, yada, yada. And so she called the sheriff's office. This responded. The report that he filed listed
the caller
as
the assailant.
Yeah, it reversed it.
Right.
Listed the guy, her husband, Melissa Oakley's husband, as the victim, and a child is the victim.
A juvenile, yes.
The caller was listed as the ex or estranged husband.
Right. It was
just totally screwed up.
It was wrong. Yes.
Now that was the report that was made available to the public.
Right.
The full report had everything correct.
Right.
But he also admitted calling a friend of his,
Mm-hmm.
the father of a girl who was shot at a pizza place on Piney Green Road last year. Shot in the leg, I think, right?
Yes.
Not the intended victim.
Right. Correct.
But anyway, he called that guy in the middle of the night or at some point in time and told him the story that he had on the written report, that not his report, but the one that he provided to the public. Well, confronted, he admitted all this to the sheriff.
Correct.
And last week he was fired.
Yes, this past
Terminated.
Friday.
Done.
I will say that Sheriff Thomas, from what I've been told, full investigation.
Yes, which is what he's supposed to do.
Which is what he's supposed to do, because he wanted to make sure he had all the facts.
And both sides.
That's right. And my understanding is that that person is no longer employed with the sheriff's office. So
either resigned or was fired. I don't know which.
It's really kind of horrible that all this happened, because the report following morning after this was incorrect, and it was posted all over social, and it got really blown out of proportion. And like we said, it was
set off
incorrect to
the
begin with.
dissidents. It just set off the dissidents, armed them. That's all.
And what makes me sad is you have a woman, and it could have been a man in a different instance, but it's usually women, that was a victim of domestic violence, who did the right thing by calling for help. And now since then, she has been victimized over and over and over and over again. First by the deputy, who really should have never made it his business to talk about the call.
Nope.
This is a domestic violence victim. You don't go out there and dissect it in the public and tell about person. That's why we have laws and rules and regulations. That's why we have a women's shelter in Onslow County for women that have been abused or victimized and have no place to go to get out of that situation. Is it okay that we just give the address to the women's shelter and say, if you're looking for your wife, go to this street and go knock on the door? No, it's not okay.
And it won't happen.
Why are we giving out information like that?
Yep.
And I will say, Melissa Oakley is a very strong woman, but it does have an effect on you when somebody's beating you up and telling mistruths. And she's got children too.
Yes.
She's got children, and that's where her focus is now. And to constantly putting this social media is a cesspool, as I've always said. But, you know, if you have an issue with somebody, take it to them personally. Yeah, instead of let's put, stuff all over social media. I mean,
it's an effort to unseat her on the school board and to put one of their own individuals in there. That's what it's all about. Give me a break. We all know that.
It's just ridiculous. And I know that some of these people have been posting personal information on people on Facebook. I understand there's another Facebook page that's doing just the opposite. Instead of being a hate group, they're being a, hey, we're going to get the truth out group. So they're posting personal information.
Who are you going to believe on social media?
Right.
Which side are you going to take?
Right.
I don't know whether I trust anybody.
Right.
I don't trust anybody on social media.
Well, I know court documents have been posted. I'm like, wow. But why do we have to do this?
No, we don't.
Why can't you just learn those candidates running for?
Listen to them on the show. We've invited all of them, and we'll continue to invite all of them. We've got one tomorrow so far?
Yes.
An interesting individual. I knew his granddaddy.
Interesting young
with his
man.
granddaddy.
I listened to
many
him
cases.
speak at the forum. He is running for North Carolina House District 14, which has been held by George Cleveland, and the Jacksonville-Onslow Chamber of Commerce had a candidate forum Friday. And so Representative Cleveland was there, and his opponent was this young man named Wyatt Gable. He's 21 years of age.
Dr. Walter Gable's grandson.
That's right. Yeah, it's the first thing I asked
Dr.
him.
Gable and I we spent some quality time together.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Well, I wouldn't call it quality.
He was a medical examiner,
Right.
and he came out to a whole lot of scenes that I was at.
Yes.
And I spent some time with him in the morgue more than one time.
Were you ever there when he was performing an autopsy?
Yes, multiple times.
Did how did that? I mean, how did you? How can I put this?
How did I react?
Yeah. How did you react? That's
As a
good word.
technician,
Yes. Okay.
just as a technician.
First time I ever saw somebody getting cut open, how'd you feel? Yeah.
I
Just looked at it as just
it's
a job.
yeah,
We're here.
it's a job.
We're doing it.
I'd been to any number by that time. I'd been to any number of bad scenes. I just had not been to an
Yeah.
autopsy.
Did you ever have to go to one for a child? That had to be hard.
7-year-old redheaded boy, stepchild,
Hmm.
and his daddy beat him to death.
Imagine I
You don't
could-
want to know what I said or did at that point in time. I'm glad I was not at the scene when it occurred, and I'm
That
glad I
had
was
to
not.
be
I'm glad I was
so
not the one making the
hard,
arrest.
because even though you're in there and you're doing a job and you know the person's already deceased, their soul's gone, still just seeing a child laying there and seeing what that child went through. I'm sure you didn't sleep for nights. I couldn't. Mm-mm.
I saw this one coming, and it's about time. House Republicans unveiled articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas on Sunday.
Yes.
The articles, introduced by Representative Mark Green, he's out of Tennessee, accused Mayorkas of willful and systemic refusal to comply with the law and breach of public trust. The Republicans said that throughout his tenure as Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas has repeatedly violated laws enacted by Congress regarding immigration and border security. In large part, they write, because of his unlawful conduct, millions of illegal aliens have illegally entered the United States on an annual basis, with many unlawfully remaining in the United States. His refusal to obey the law is not only an offense against the separation of powers and the Constitution of the United States, it also threatens our national security. They further said that Mayorkas knowingly made false statements to Congress that the border is secure, that the border is no less secure than it was previously, that the border is closed, and that DHS has operational control of the border, to which everybody, human, Republican, Democrat, or me, we know is not true. The congressman also claimed that he refused to comply with immigration laws enacted by Congress, that he has breached the public trust by knowingly making false statements to Congress and the American people, and obstructing congressional oversight of his department. These facts are beyond dispute, they say, and the results of his lawless behavior have been disastrous for our country. House Speaker Mike Johnson told Republican lawmakers last week that he intends to hold a House-wide vote on whether to impeach Mayorkas, quote, as soon as possible, end quote. That should be more specific.
I agree. I've watched some of those hearings.
He's a lying.
I've watched some of
hollering
them.
doodah.
Well, you know, you've heard about Texas governor fighting with the Biden administration over the razor wire.
And he wants the National Guard brought under control of the U.S. government.
Well,
that's a violation of states' rights.
I had a phone call from somebody running for a seat and asked me why there's 26 states that have signed up for support with Texas.
right.
Said we're standing there with you. And they wanted to know why North Carolina had not signed up.
Because we got Cooper.
Well, the 26 states that have signed up standing with Texas over the razor wire, they're all Republican governors.
Yeah, we got Cooper.
So
And even
the
if he was a
Democratic
Republican, he wouldn't do
governors-
it because he's a wuss.
Well, but I will say that all three Republican gubernatorial candidates, those running for North Carolina governor, which is Mark Robinson, Dale Falwell, and Bill Graham, they all have posted statements on social media showing their support for Governor Abbott and lambasting the Biden administration. But just in case you're wondering why North Carolina is not on the list of the 26 states,
Cooper.
it's because we have a Democratic governor.
Oh,
and
we
the
got Cooper.
Democratic governors are not going to do it.
He's a wuss.
So just put out a little bit of FYI out there for
There
you.
you go. And I think those 26 states should offer to send their National Guard units there on a rotating basis, one state at a time,
Well, why
to
can't-
assist Texas.
I know we've talked about this before. Isn't that what the National Guard is for?
Yes, sir. To defend the state.
That's right.
Okay, let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom, 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Your turn when we come back. Don't wait until the last minute. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our. For an idea for date night? Want to learn some narrating about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of paper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano restaurant wants you. Currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, got interesting things that are happening, and we're going to try to get hold of Senator Tillis to talk about our border crisis.
Yes.
Maybe one day this week we'll hit him up.
They're on the Republicans and the Democrats are on the verge of signing a mutual agreement on that to start working on that. And there's some Republicans that are now, it's all political. Trump wants them to say president. And I have to give kudos to Tom Tillis for what he said. He said the people are suffering as a result of this.
Every day.
And he didn't come, he said, I didn't come to D.C. to have a president as a boss or a candidate as a boss. I came to pass good, solid legislation and policy.
Get on with it.
And he said this whole thing was immoral. And, I have to agree with the senator because we need to do something about the border now.
Yes, we cannot wait any longer.
And if Congress is willing to work together on this, isn't that what we want?
Yes. Let's get on with the program.
Let's get on with it.
Vice President Kamala Harris suggested last week that the poor polling gripping President Biden and her was due to not taking adequate credit for the administration's accomplishments. I'm trying to think of what some of those accomplishments are. Can you think of any?
Well, that question arose. A friend of mine and I were talking about who did what. So I pulled up on both people what Trump did and what good he did, things that he promised to do, didn't get to. The same thing on the Biden administration. There are a few things. Don't ask me to list them because I couldn't tell you right now. Some of the things that he did and some of the things that he didn't do as promised. So I still argue, though, that inflation rose.
It did.
Along with, we had a lot of other issues since the Biden administration.
Well, I'll just go back to the day before the election in 2020.
The gas, yes.
The gas price at Sam's was $2.12. I made a note of it for that day.
Right.
Because I was waiting to see what would occur
right
after that.
I'm going to have to do some research and get some facts and figures. I'd like to see what it was when Trump became president and what
it was higher.
It was, and then the average during his term.
When Obama took over from Bush, it was $1.79 a gallon.
Phew, $1.79. I love those days.
I remember when it was 27 cents a gallon.
Not me, but
anyway, Katie Couric was interviewing Harris,
mm-hmm.
and Katie suggested that it was unfair that Harris and Biden had historically poor approval ratings after listing off what she believed were some of the White House's achievements in office, such as a $1.2 trillion 2021 infrastructure law, millions of jobs created, and low unemployment. Where has she been? Does she believe that stuff?
Well, I want to say this about unemployment because, the current administration is taking credit for creating a lot of new jobs. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many jobs were lost during the COVID pandemic? How many? Because it was easier to sit at home and get paid for it.
How many unemployed? How many people, how many businesses? We have the Borough and El Seno. They advertise on this show.
Yeah.
They advertise. They pay money to try to get people to come to work for them.
Do you remember when you could get up at 3:00 in the morning and go to Hardee's and get a burger?
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
No.
Everyone closes earlier now. I remember coming home after doing a gig and it was 11:00 and I was starving, and I don't usually do fast foods, but every now and then, I thought, let me just pull into a McDonald's or Hardee's and just get a little burger, something to tie me over till I get home.
A bag
Nobody
of French
was
fries.
open. Yes, no one was open. I can remember working security all night long at breakfast places during the night. Nothing's open. And if you had an emergency and you had to go to the store, it's 2:00 in the morning, 3:00, and you needed cough medicine or something.
You're SOL.
Yeah, you're out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the COVID pandemic brought so many changes to all of us. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if we're all getting ready to die or if we were going to, we didn't know. But so many people were given the opportunity to sit at home and get paid to sit at home by the government so they would not contribute to the pandemic, so they say. It's just, and a lot of these people still aren't working. Right now, we need school bus drivers.
Yes.
These buses are having to double up. They get up early in the morning. You see them picking up high school students 6:15 in the morning.
Yes, I've seen buses on the road when I
Yes.
was having to drive to the other studio.
Yes.
I've seen buses on the road at 5:30,
Yes.
5:45.
And as soon as they complete that, then they have to start picking up the elementary kids. So we need bus drivers, we need deputies, we need detention officers, we need county employees. I mean, the list goes on. And at any time late at night, if you're out, just take a look at it. Everything is closed. It used to be open, which I think now we didn't really need them open all night long, but
it was always nice to have one
it was
place
always
open all
nice
night.
to have that if you needed it. So, and people are finally going back to work. Does that mean a new job was created?
Nope.
We still have a lot that we've lost during that time period. So, you can look at it and you can spin it either way.
We haven't told you our third partner here. I forgot to mention it first thing this morning. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Kelly.
Kelly, she's up there in Washington, D.C.
Is it Washington or Atlanta?
I thought she
Was
said
it Washington?
I don't know where she's going. Thought she said she had to go back to Washington. Hey, doggy, stop.
They're excited to see you.
Yeah, we got Jake in here. Let's take a break here. Live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. You'll have just a couple of minutes when we come back. If you want to call, 910-333-0139.
Break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day, be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find ruby or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Vehicles out there, well, in California, one of the introduced what he calls a groundbreaking bill. Require all new cars sold in the Golden State to be equipped with a device preventing them from traveling more than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. We call that the Highway Patrol in North Carolina. Oh my God!
Oh,
how much
right
would
on
that?
spot with
How
that.
much would that cost them?
Phew, yeah.
Us, the people.
You know, I just, when it comes to the gas versus
Electric.
I just don't want to change. I don't welcome the change at all.
Mm.
I'm gonna stay like I am. And you know, there's people that have electric cars that love them.
Yeah, they don't have to go very far.
I prefer what I have. And you know, I'm sure that maybe in the future our grandkids will all be buying those flying cars or whatever,
Probably.
but I'm just gonna stay with my gasoline powered truck.
Yeah, I think they ought to, for the people who really want these things. If Biden wants one of those, I think he ought to convert Air Force One to an electric engine. So when that stalls, what you going to do,
How many
Bubba?
batteries would you have to have for that?
Well, it's got 4 engines. So I think 4 engines. I don't know how many it's got.
I have to tell you something interesting I heard Trump say last night, and I want your opinions on this.
Okay.
Everybody's opinion. He was speaking in Nevada at a rally he was having. So I generally tune in for a little while to see what he's got to say. And he was talking about when he becomes president, and he's going to propose voting one day. Only one day of voting and the use of paper ballots. That would be
I remember those
horrible.
days, and I'm not that opposed to them because that's generally when I vote. I used to generally when I voted, but given a situation year and a quarter ago,
yes,
where I could not vote
when you could not
because I was
vote.
in the hospital on that day,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I won't be doing that again. I will be voting in advance.
If we had thought fast enough, if I had thought fast enough, I probably could have, with the help of Jason, the elections board director here in Onslow, made arrangements to get you a ballot. You know, they have ballot teams that go out and to like nursing
Bring it
homes.
over to the ER.
Well, if we had to,
Yeah, well, that's where I was
yeah,
for several hours
yeah.
before they flew me away.
I think election day, though, weren't you already in New Bern on election day?
was.
Yeah.
They could have brought it to New Bern.
I bet Jason would have helped. I bet we could have done something. And it just, of course, we were all still in like, what? Rayford's where? What happened?
Yeah.
You know, so we didn't think about it. But yeah, he was talking last night. He said that he would make election voting one day. One day. Could you imagine the
At
lines?
this day and time, that would be an absolute freaking nightmare.
Yes, it would be a nightmare. Plus the fact, paper ballots.
There would be fewer people voting.
It would be a week, maybe a month before you'd know who won.
Well, we used to know overnight, but that was, that was when Onslow County had, the city of Jacksonville had what, 20,000 people, not 70,000?
Yeah.
And the county was probably fewer than 100,000 that time.
Right, right. I mean, we're a metropolitan area now.
We've grown a lot, baby.
Oh, I could see the Board of Elections sitting there counting ballots. Oh my gosh.
They would count them, and then they would write the results on the big chalkboard outside so that everybody could see.
Right.
And they would add them up by
Right.
hand. They'd add the next precinct they called in.
And what do you do with the chalkboard after that? You can't file it and save it in a box.
No, well, they had all the paper ballots,
Right, true.
which they had to count again.
I've actually been in there and watched them do the ballots, and it's so interesting. But they have such a fantastic method of double checking and fail safe measures that they do. Quite impressive how they do the ballots. I like it.
Yep. Yeah, well, it was an interesting time in those days. They'd all wait for the phone call. They had one line, and everybody's sitting around, and they'd pick up the line. Okay, this is Swansboro. So they would copy down what was told them.
Right.
And then they would hand the copy over to one of the girls that worked for the Board of Elections. They'd run out to the board, and they would write it down.
Right.
Then it'd hang up, of course, and they get another phone call. Sometimes that last phone call, the last precinct.
You're like, whoa, it changes everything.
Yeah, you never can
Changes.
tell. Okay, we're about through for the day. We do appreciate you, the folks that are out there, and all of the candidates Tony Padgett was this morning. Tomorrow
Yeah,
morning is Wyatt
I
Gable.
enjoyed him, yes.
And we've got a list for the rest of the week as well.
I look forward to Wyatt. He's interesting young man.
Yeah, it should be fun.
And Thursday we have Philip Williams now. He was in here last month in his uniform,
for his law
lieutenant with
enforcement stuff.
JPD, and talking about motorcycle safety.
Yep.
So he's running for the Board of Education. Judge Jefferson Griffin will be calling in this week. He is a North Carolina, what did I tell you? Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice, yes.
And he's running for re-election. I mean, he's really got nobody running against him, but he wanted to call in to say hello. He's a fine man. I
Cool.
really like him.
Yep.
And we have some other people. So still filling in a few little extra.
If you're a candidate for office in Onslow or surrounding counties and you would like to come on the show, there's no charge to come on the show.
Right.
You can come in and have a chat with us. We'll talk with you. So we'll go from there.
I have somebody from Carteret County that would like to.
That's
come on
fine
the show.
too. Carteret County, that's in our
Yes.
coverage area.
Right.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow morning right here
Yes, we
on
will.
Live and Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., worldwide, WSME 971.com. And we'll see you at 9 o'clock in the morning. Right now it's Fox News, and after Fox News, about 10 o'clock this morning, it'll be our buddy.
Hollywood.
No, at 10 o'clock.
Oh, you 10 o'clock, Rick Dees.
Rick Dees at 10 o'clock
Yes.
this morning with
We're
another
gonna
dose
try to
of the
get him on
Daily
the show.
Dees. And yeah, we are. And then we're going to have it 3 o'clock this afternoon. He'll hand it off the whole reign, the whole kit and caboodle to the one, the only, the man, Chris Hollywood Man. See you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. House Republicans are ready to throw the book at DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, upset that he said there's no chaos at the U.S. southern border.
These lawmakers feel like they have been lied to by him. So in the articles of impeachment, you've got Article 1, willful and systemic refusal to comply with the law. And then Article 2 is a breach of public trust.
Fox's